Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Know with Dr. Aidoo. I hope that you are well and that your semester is going on well. I can't believe how quickly the semester is going. I know it's been a while since I brought you an interview, which is why I'm excited because I get to speak with Stormi Ryan, academic advisor and student development coordinator in the School of Sport, Recreation, and Tourism Management. And she has some really important information about registration, which is coming up. So let's go talk to Stormi. Hello, Stormi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I was able to get through your titles. It's been
Yes.
a lot. But can you give us a little bit more detail about your role at,
Yeah,
at
definitely.
Mason and in our school?
Definitely. So I am first and foremost an academic advisor for SRTM. I've been at Mason for 6.5 years now, which is hard to
Wow.
believe.
It's six.
Um, I know. But I've been in advising the entire time. I love working with students. And so right now I advise for sport management students, undergraduate sport management students, last names who begin with G through Z. I do all of rec and I do our master's program and then some of our minors. We've got a ton of minors.
Wow.
And so that's part of it. And then the other
Uh-huh.
part is the student development piece, which is where things like our career social come in or our welcome to Mason events and just kind of planning and implementing a little bit of well-being as well as, everything from well-being to learning, how to even ask for help, which is a big one
Right.
that we're focusing on this year is helping students even ask for help. So that's kind of where I sit with those two positions.
Well, very nice. And I know that Mason has a lot of resources for students, but they don't always know about them. So that's really cool that you're able to help in that way.
Definitely, definitely. And I wish if there was one thing that I wish students could know is that they're already paying for these resources,
Mhm.
but they're also free. So why not use them?
Yeah, exactly. So I know a big season for you is upon us.
Yes.
Registration.
Yes.
So what can you share about registration?
Yeah. The registration season comes twice a year. And every time I'm like, I wasn't ready for this, knowing good and well, every October, every April, March and April realistically look the same.
Mhm.
But you're right. Spring registration is somehow starting next week, which is
Mhm.
shocking. Like you said earlier, I can't believe we've already made it through this much of the semester.
Right.
But so registration will begin on October 31st. So Halloween Day is the opening of registration. So not every student will register that day, but it opens that day or it begins to open that day. So that will be our graduate students as well as maybe our special population students. So our athletes, our folks in honors college, our folks registered with disability services.
Mhm.
So make sure to check your time ticket to know exactly when you do register is also a really important thing for students to know. So the way that it works is that graduate students and that kind of special pop opens, and then 2 days later, senior registration will open. 2 days
Mhm.
after that, 2 work days, weekdays.
Mhm.
2 days after that, junior registration will open. 2 days after that, sophomores. 2 days after that, freshmen. And so it's
Right.
important that students know what day registration opens for them. And they'll also have a time that's assigned to them, which is really helpful. So it's important to know that day and time and to be ready for that day and time.
Right.
I think one big thing that's important to say is that your time ticket may open at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, but if you're in class at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, you need to
Mhm.
wait until 10:30 to register for your classes. We're not registering while we're in class.
Yes.
After that, you'll be able to get into your classes and get what you need after that.
Right. So a follow-up question, where can students find this list of dates to know? I'm assuming it's come through email, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
what?
So the list of registration dates by classification
Mhm.
is listed on the spring calendar. So if you look up the spring 2024 calendar, you'll see the list of registration dates by classification. But
Okay.
students also get assigned a time ticket that comes to them in their email. And so they'll
Right.
see that in their Mason email, and they can also see it on Patriot Web.
We cannot overemphasize. Check your emails.
Yes.
Okay, you had said you need to be ready. What
Mhm.
are some things that students can do to be ready to
Yes.
register?
A really good thing to do is to check your degree works, which is
Okay.
in Patriot Web as well. So while you're there looking for your time ticket, go ahead and start looking at your degree works as well.
Mhm.
It'll be it's called degree works, degree evaluation, degree audit. If you don't know how to get to that, you can ask your academic advisor and we can send you the steps on how to exactly navigate to it.
Okay.
So checking degree works and seeing what's there, what needs to be done, what has been done, kind of how things are going. I like to tell my students their
Right.
degree works is kind of like their Carfax of their degree. It
Right.
shows them where they've been, what they've done, how well it went when they did it. So checking degree works is always a great tool. And I recommend students do that before they meet with their advisor. But I also have to say that degree works does not replace advising. There are some things that advisors know about certain things that need to be done together or in a certain order that degree works just can't tell you.
Right.
So it's always better to just check your degree works and know and take the ownership of your degree, but also make sure that you are work with your advisor just in case there's anything you may not be thinking of.
So that's one thing I try to share with my students. Go see your advisor,
Yes.
not your friends, not even your family,
Yes.
your not even faculty. I mean, unless we are in an advising
Yeah.
capacity,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Talk to your advisor.
Definitely, definitely. There are just things that, we work in this and we work with this every single day. And
Right.
so we know, like, I could tell you everything on our advising sheets, like it's the back of my hand.
Right.
And so we really are the best people to talk to about it. And we want to hear from our students.
Right.
We want to talk to them more than just about what classes they're going to take in the spring. I want to know why they want to take those classes.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know
Mm-hmm.
why they chose this degree. I want to know why they picked up a minor and where they see themselves going. Because then that helps us kind of drive our conversation as well for the future semesters.
Right. Right. Exactly. And just in case a student doesn't know, Degree Works is through
Patriot Web.
Patriot Web.
Yep.
All right. So log on to Patriot Web and it is one of the options and
Yes.
go surf through where you've been and where you're headed, kind of.
Exactly.
Right.
And sometimes it's a little bit tricky to kind of navigate to. So if you're looking for your degree works, if a student's looking for degree works and they can't find it, they reach out to their advisor. We can tell them exactly how to get there.
Okay. All right. So again, talk to your advisor.
Yes.
Right.
When in doubt, ask your advisor.
Excellent. So putting on your student development coordinator hat, what are some things coming up outside of registration that we should know about?
Yeah, so right now the big focus is registration. We have to focus on getting students enrolled in their spring classes so that we can start thinking about what we are going to do next spring. Because
Right.
one of the big things that we're doing next spring is going to be our career social. So we do that every year.
Right.
And it's in February this year. So it'll be February 26th, and we're going to really start driving that date to our students come December. We have not yet opened up registration for our vendors,
Okay.
but we're also going to work with some different departments around the university to help make sure students are ready for the career social. So all of that will be coming out to all of our students come December, January.
And I'm just putting a plug in. We'll have another conversation about that once everything opens and
Yes, definitely.
start the process. All right. So helpful information. Registration is happening starting next week.
Yes.
Check the calendar and your emails. You will have your date and I guess your ticket. Check out Degree Works on Patriot Web. And not only when in doubt, always talk to your academic advisor.
Yes, always talk to your academic advisor, even if you know exactly what you're going to do, even if you know that you just got one thing. An email can go a long way sometimes, even if you just, we want to make sure you're not missing anything because we want you to graduate when you want to graduate as well.
Right. And I know you said you had certain portions of sport management. So can you just share the name of the other academic advisors?
Yes, absolutely. So we are kind of in a transitional period right now. Pam Borup has been working with us since May for the other half of sport management, so A through F, as well as our tourism and event management and some of our minors as well. She will be kind of phasing out over the next week as our advisor comes back and joins us. Michelle Secchi will be
Yeah.
back next week.
Okay.
So it will be one of the two of them, but Michelle is the full-time advisor. While Pam has done a really, really honestly incredible job, I'm also really excited for Michelle to get back with us.
Right. And I've had students talk about Pam, and but yeah, it would be good to have Michelle back. All right. Any final words for us?
No final thoughts other than just see your advisor. If you don't know who your advisor is, ask anybody because we can help you.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us on a Friday afternoon, because
Absolutely.
this is important. And thank you so much for all the work you do with our students. I know that you put in a lot of work, which is another reason, students and community members, why you should show up for these events.
Yes,
Because a lot of
please.
work goes in.
Please.
So check your emails. Announcements are going that way. And please show up, because all that work is for all of us and we need to participate. Well, thank you again and have a great weekend.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Bye.